Welcome back to Media Mesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality TV, and so much more as we go down the rabbit hole. Well, today we're going to listen to what Dr. Umar Johnson has to say. Does he have a point? You know, as election time is growing closer and closer, of course, you have a lot to think about, right? You have the people who support Trump or who think he's the savior. And then, of course, you have the people who went out and voted for Biden the last time. Now, in my unapologetic opinion, I don't trust either one. That's just me. Now, it does come down for most people to choosing the lesser of two evils. I don't employ that tactic in any other walk of life, and therefore, I do not extend that grace to my political process as far as who I vote for. But that's me. Now, you, on the other hand, you may feel differently, but I do want to see what the sentiment is going into the election. It is some time away, but I think Dr. Umar makes some very valid points. This channel is not to divide and conquer. I'm all about the intelligent dissection of social media. So if this is your first time to the channel, we welcome you here. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Check out the merch. Got some cool t-shirts out there. The Overthinker cap is out. So I'm getting good feedback on that. And we also have the Media Mesh shirts that's available. Now, let's get back to it. So listen to what he has to say. And I wanted to see your thoughts. And then I'm going to go deeper into Trump. Because for me, it's like people are just kind of falling for it. In the sense of you have the, I don't know, I guess if you look at it, let's go back a step and then we'll get to the video. You know, I talk. This is my channel. So if you don't like talking, then this is not going to be the right channel for you. Because sometimes I have something to say when it comes to these people. I don't just play clips. All right. But if you look at the whole Bush thing, then he was the dunce, right? So he was the dummy. Obama, opposite. Intelligent, articulate, complete opposite. Here we go. Now we got Sleepy Joe. Now people are going to be begging for Trump. When I say they, those who are in support of him believe he's completely on the outside. He's an outsider. He has no political affiliations or dealings with the powers that be. Is that possible? Do you think he's truly an outsider, or is that the role that he's been given to play? Let's hear what Dr. Umar has to say, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more. Let's go.
To President Biden. President Biden, your first day of office, you signed an executive order to protect the life and safety of transgenders. I have no problem with that. But you did it on your first day. But he sat up here with you, Charlemagne, and told black people that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So if you went out of your way begging black people to vote for you, why haven't we got an executive order or any other activity coming out of the Oval Office from President Biden to protect black people from police?
I agree.
Look what he's doing with the anti-Asian hate. President Joe Biden signed an executive order that is exclusive to Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. I don't have a problem with that. But if you can protect the Asian American and Pacific Islander from violence, why can't you do the same thing for black people? They've been dealing with violence for 1 year as a result of COVID. That's what it's called, the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Bill, to protect Asians as a result of discriminatory treatment that they've been dealing with for how long? 1 year. Black people have been catching hell for 400 years, and we have yet to get an executive order from Joe Biden to protect us from the police. And also, Charlemagne and Envy, to further highlight the racism of American government, the transgender executive order is not for people of color. It is not for minorities. It is not for disadvantaged communities. Guess who it's for? Transgender. The anti-Asian Pacific Islander hate executive order against hate is not for people of color. It's not for minorities. It's not for disadvantaged Americans. It is exclusively and only for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Why am I bringing that up? Because when Barack Obama was in office, all these Negroes running around screaming for Obama, I still don't know why, was said that Barack Obama can't do nothing specifically for black people because this is America. And when we got the Civil Rights Bill in 64 and the Voting Rights Act in 65, they included two words at the end of that. One was gender and the other was sexual orientation. So the Civil Rights Bill did not only apply to blacks, it applied to everybody. So if you have to make laws for all Americans, Charlemagne and Envy, how do you explain the fact that the Asian Americans got a law just for them? Yesterday, the United States Senate, in historic precedence, passed the anti-Asian hate crimes bill at a vote of 96-1. Now, to give you an idea of what that means, the Senate, they don't agree on nothing. The Democrats and Republicans, they filibuster each other to death. But yesterday they didn't. 96, only one person voted against the anti-Asian hate crimes bill. So can I ask you a question? If the Senate was able to pass the anti-Asian hate crimes bill, Charlemagne and Envy, 96-1 with almost no opposition, why is it that the Emmett Till lynching bill still has not been approved? Why is it that there have been over 200 different anti-lynching bills introduced in the U.S. Congress? 200! And not one of them has been approved by the U.S. Congress yet. But the first ever Asian bill goes through on the first try. Look at the racism. Look at the discrimination. Look at the bias. Look at the inequity there. I want to go to President Biden.
Wow, that was a mouthful. I mean, it's hard to follow up Dr. Umar, but any lies detected? Anyone listening? Is there anything wrong in what he's saying? Is he missing any points whatsoever? Now, granted, this is old, right? But I just want us to kind of think intelligently about what's taking place, especially now in 2024, where you have to really scrutinize the information that you're getting. But he makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I don't know about his school that hasn't been built yet, but I hear it's supposed to be breaking ground soon. But that's a whole nother story. But when it comes to the facts and details as it relates to people of color in this country, he's on point. And like I said, this is not a channel to create division. So those of you who are subscribed to the channel, if you are non-melanated, that's cool. All right. I want you to watch this show too. OK, this is for everybody. And I think once we get past the place of being indifferent when it comes to the, I guess, biases that we all face. OK, I think we're going to get somewhere. But this is an excellent talking point, which he made, because Biden obviously came out and said, pretty much you're not black if you don't vote for him. He didn't have to really do much. And then when he got in position, he actually didn't do anything. So he just took advantage of the fact that he knows that most people who are, melanated are going to generally vote Democratic. But what benefit do you actually get? Because he did something specifically for other people. But when it comes to people of color, you can't do anything just for this color. Now, who's surprised by this? This is America. The question is, when does it stop? When does it stop? And I really think it's falling on deaf ears when, quote unquote, black folks talk about it. But I think when other people of other races and other ethnic backgrounds get on board and address the inequalities head on, I think that's going to make a difference. People only do things when they have to or when they feel is absolutely necessary. That's in our personal life as well as any other walk of life. And in this case, I think this is an opportunity for people to think intelligently, as I like to say, okay, about this situation. Now, you may be non-black, but imagine if this was you and the impact that it's having on your community when bills can get passed virtually overnight for others, but then for you, you got to wait. As he mentioned, the Emmett Till, that bill is still hanging out there for years. What are we going to do about it? That's the question. So tell me in the comments what you think. All right. Until next time, peace and blessings.